Yeah. Okay.
A little different.
Stephen, it's good to talk to you. Good to have you in.
Wait, before you go, Star Wars.
What about it?
What, so we have your podcast is about Star Wars and politics, like the fusion, the intersection of those. What is happening? We have the 9th Star Wars coming out. This is back to J.J. Abrams, right?
It is.
Give us a little rundown of like the news of Star Wars, because it's really, I care about it much more than anything else.
Star Wars news. Here we go. All right, so this movie is coming out December 20th, Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It is going to be good, I think. If you're trying to come out of The Last Jedi downturn, we're going to end with J.J. Abrams back at the helm as a cinematic guy. And we are going to get a more basic approach to Star Wars, I think, that actually rounds this all down. Now, what I want to say is that I'm not nearly excited about Episode 9 as I am about what's coming out on Disney+, the new Disney equivalent of Netflix here in November. The Mandalorian. How many people in your audience grew up wanting that Boba Fett movie? Wanting to be the bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now you're going to get it, ladies and gentlemen. The Mandalorian stars Pablo Pascal from Game of Thrones. And it's going to be an Old West style sort of desert flick where the Mandalorian bounty hunter, unnamed at this point, is roaming an Imperial-owned planet to hunt down sort of like people deserting the Empire.
I'm all in on this. I'm all in.
I mean, that's all that you need from Star Wars.
I'm going to have to get another subscription. I'll cancel the please.
Yeah, that's all that you need.
That's amazing. That one sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not Boba Fett per se, but it is a bounty hunter movie.
Just another Mandalorian.
All right.
Yeah.
And you said the guy who did, Ryan Johnson did the last one.
He did. And he was slated for his own trilogy that was going to start in a brand new timeline, not involve Skywalkers. There were rumors it might be the Old Republic, where you had like Jedi armies and Sith armies. But Disney went back on the agreement, and they have actually moved away from doing another movie with Ryan Johnson.
Why?
Well, I mean, you just have to assume that The Last Jedi just was so... I mean, it was so tough for so many people.
So is this do we know this is the last of the original story?
That is what they say, right? But kind of they always say this about different movies.
Right.
Like, no, we are done with this. JK, 5 years later, there'll be another one.
Right.
But they have been very clear that the Skywalker story, as we know it, that's the standout quote, as we know it, is over after Episode 9.
Well, who's left?
There is no one left. Right? And that that goes to the whole name, The Rise of Skywalker. Who are they talking about? And then I have my theory. Would you like to hear it?
Can I take a break and come back? I got to take a break.
I don't know. Do we want a theory though? I feel like sometimes
I love theories.
Right,
I love theories.
Glenn loves it.
One minute. Hang on. All right. Give us Stephen Kent, Young Voices, host of Beltway Banthas podcast. Who is the last Skywalker?
Well, The Rise of Skywalker, I believe, is going to be about the class of a new kind of Force user. A year ago, we convened on your show to talk about the possibility of a gray Jedi. This sort of goes back to old Star Wars myth that there would be somebody who could walk between the light and the dark. And we were like, we don't know about that. That sounds kind of subjective, right? Like Disney's doing away with good and evil. But the theory goes that Rey is going to walk away from all of this with Kylo, with the ancient texts of the Jedi, and be able to form a new class of Force user called Skywalkers. This actually has roots back in old Star Wars books that are no longer factual or no longer canon, as they say. The Skywalker will be its own class of Force user, and that will blend both the good of the light and part of the good sides of the dark.
The good sides of the dark.
Yeah, the good sides of the dark.
Sounds like a democratic socialist.
Yeah, being able to use your emotions, right? And that's kind of what undermines the Jedi so often, is that they're walled off from feeling and walled off from emotion. And that's what the dark side preaches, to excess.
I thought it was ends justify the means sometimes.
Well, that's what we don't know, right?
I thought it was going to be people who actually save lives but can act. Because then you have the good side of the dark side and the good of the good. Of the light side.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's
Mark Hamill critique right there. Because you root for the guy, but it's just
it's tough.
I mean, especially in that original 3, which are like.
Well, I had a hard time when they had Carrie Fisher out in space. I wanted her just to float away.
The government is not coming for your guns. No, Hamill is coming for your guns.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much, Stephen. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Glenn.
All right.